Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decode, the place where we turn corporate jargon into plain English and sometimes uncover a few surprises along the way. Today we are diving into a fascinating report from IES Holdings Incorporated, a company that seems to keep things running smoothly, but let's see what is really happening under the hood. Before we dive into the nuts and bolts, you know the drill. If you love getting these straightforward breakdowns of complex corporate filings, hitting that subscribe button is a must. And don't forget our Discord community link down below. We are building a great group of folks discussing these very reports. Alright, let's get straight to it. We are looking at a report from the 19th of February 2026. This filing is from IES Holdings Incorporated, a company incorporated in Delaware. They are listed on the Nasdaq Global Market under the ticker IES. This report essentially tells us about some important events that happened concerning the company and its shareholders. Think of it as a public announcement for key business happenings. The main event here is the company's 2026 annual Street Stockholders meeting. This is where the people who own parts of the company get to vote on important matters. First up, they voted on who should be on the board of directors, the people who guide the company's overall direction. It looks like all the directors nominated by the company were elected. Let's peek at the numbers for the director elections. For Jennifer A. Baldock, a total of 17,426,386 votes were cast in favor of her election. Only 283,126 votes were withheld, meaning most shareholders were happy with the proposed directors. There were also over 1 million broker non-votes, which means some brokers who hold shares for clients did not receive specific voting instructions. Todd M. Cleveland also saw strong support with 17,211,450 votes for him. Again, a relatively small number of withheld votes shows a general consensus among shareholders. And for Matthew J. Sims, we see a very high number of votes in favor at 17,640,587. It is clear the shareholders felt confident in the proposed slate of directors. Next, the shareholders got to vote on ratifying the appointment of Ernst & Young LLP as the company's certified public accountants for the fiscal year ending the 30th of September 2026. This is essentially a formal approval of the auditors who will check the company's financial statements. The result here was overwhelmingly positive, with 18,780,073 votes in favor. Only 116,678 voted against it, showing strong confidence in the chosen accounting firm. The third item was an advisory vote on the compensation of the company's named executive officers. This is often called a say-on-pay vote. Shareholders voted to approve the compensation packages with 16,424,769 votes in favor. While there were 1,275,174 votes against this, indicates a significant portion of shareholders wanted to voice some concern, or at least scrutiny, over executive pay. Looking at this approval for executive compensation, you see over 16 million votes in favor. However, there were over 1.2 million votes against. This tells us that while the majority approved of how the top executives were paid, there is a notable group of shareholders who feel the compensation might be too high or not aligned with company performance. This is something to keep an eye on, as it can signal underlying shareholder dissatisfaction. Beyond the meeting itself, the report also lists the exhibits filed. The most notable here is the cover page interactive data file, which is essentially a machine-readable version of the report, making it easier for computers to process and analyze the information. And finally, the report is signed off by Mary Kay Newman, the Chief Administrative Officer, General Counsel, and Corporate Secretary. This signature confirms that the information presented is accurate to the best of their knowledge as of the 20th of February 2026. Now let's talk about what this all means. IES Holdings Incorporated seems to be operating with strong shareholder confidence in its leadership and its choice of auditors. The election of directors and the ratification of the accounting firm both passed with significant approval. However, that advisory vote on executive compensation is a bit of a red flag. While it passed, it means a notable chunk of shareholders expressed disapproval. This could stem from various reasons. Perhaps they feel the pay packages are too generous given current market conditions or company performance. It signifies a degree of shareholder activism, or at least a desire for greater alignment between executive rewards and company results. In essence, the company is running smoothly from a governance perspective, with a clear path forward for its directors and its financial oversight. The primary area for investors to watch is how effectively the company addresses any concerns raised by that say-on-pay vote. It could influence future compensation discussions and potentially retention of key executives if the dissatisfaction grows. So to sum up, IES Holdings Inc. is on solid ground in terms of its board and its accounting, but there is a clear signal from a portion of its owners regarding executive pay. This balanced assessment is what we strive for here at Corporate Decoder. What did you think of these numbers and the say on pay results? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more decoded corporate insights. And remember to join our Discord community linked in the description for more in-depth discussions. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.